Good evening, Greg Newhouse coming to you on the evening commute. Had an interesting discussion today. We've had some injury challenges, so we were talking personnel, and the subject came up, potential. And off of that stemmed another thought. What is the difference between potential and a player? And what makes a player? Well, first of all, to me, potential is someone's got the ability to be something that someone envisions that entity to be. It'd be a person, it'd be a concept, it'd be an energy source, it'd be an idea, whatever. But it's got the potential to be the picture. Now, when you look at life, whatever you can envision is potential, because you can create whatever you can envision in your mind. But now to be that player, you've got to put it into action. So when we're talking about potential, this kid's got potential, this recruit has potential, they got these abilities. Well, why aren't they playing? Why aren't they the player now? And so we discussed that also, because there's a difference between having the ability to do something and then doing it, and doing it on a consistent basis. And when it comes down to defining player in the game of football, I think it's probably a lot like in life. A player, a real player, an impact player, is someone who makes plays, who gets the job done. Whatever the game, whatever the job, whatever the task at hand is, that person accomplishes it. They've got the ability, but they put it into action, and they actually create the results. So to me, the biggest hurdle for most athletes, and probably for most business people or most, professionals, whatever game you're going to play, is becoming that player. Because what happens is you get to a certain point. For instance, on the college level, you get to an institution because you played the game. But now when you get to the institution to play the game at the level that is required, the next step up in the game of football, there's more guys who make more plays on a more consistent basis. So you have the ability to make plays, but how consistently do you make plays, and how do you improve your abilities to make play and your performance by making better plays, becoming better at it? So that's something that's got to be innate in a person's ability to work and focus, put attention on the goals at hand within the system. Because your ability to make plays in the system you're in, or let's say you're on a high level and then you go to the pros, another high level, well, you got to be able to make plays within their system to be part of that team, so they can move forward as a team to win, to be bigger than the sum of their parts, so they can win championships. Because if you don't win championships on the next level, it doesn't matter. You're gone. So you're no longer part of the team. You as a coach, as a player, as a whatever, So you got to make more plays. Well, to me, what's got to happen, especially from going from the high school level to the college level, going from a freshman to a senior, and you matriculate through that process, you've got to decide that you want to become a player within that system. And to me, potential and player, it's a decision. You make a decision if you want to be a player. You have to make a conscious decision. It doesn't just happen. There's nobody on the next level that just becomes a player. You've got to understand where you've been and where you're at. You've got to understand the demands required of you to execute in the scheme you do. You got to understand the goal of the new team or the new organization you're in, and you've got to make plays within that structure. So you've got to take it up a level, and it's a choice. Because in reality, if someone else has a vision of you, and they say you have potential, that's their vision, that's their energy applied to you, saying you got a chance. But you've got to do it as a player. I have to do it as the coach. I've got potential to be a great coach. I have to get the coaching job. I've got to find the answers. I've got to find a way to reach that athlete. I've got the potential to be a coach. Someone hired me. I got the potential to help coach the team to a higher level, to win championship. But I've got to find it. I've got to make the decision to be a player, to understand what the player needs and what the demands of it are, and how we're going to execute within this system to accomplish our team goals. So, player and potential. either or. And when it comes down to it, it is a choice. Because if you can visualize it as a person, you can become that player. You've got to decide to invest the energy and invest the focus to make the proper decisions and to apply the proper energy to making plays happen within the structure of what you're in, the organization, the team, whatever you want to say you're trying to play at, right? So it's an interesting concept, and it was a good concept. Us talking about the players and try to say, hey, this guy can do it or that guy can do it, or it's in the recruiting process. We do the same thing. It's always an opinion. If you can see the potential and you got the opportunity to give that player or that potential player, that athlete, the opportunity to become that player that you vision, that's a key too. Some guys recruit players or athletes because they got athletic ability, but they're not really suited for the system. But someone says, hey man, this guy's a 4-star or 5-star. 5-star what? Does it really fit your system? Who evaluated him as a 5-star? What are you asking that player to do to be a 5-star in your system? Just because they call him a running back on one level, hey, he may not be the type of running back you use. It just may not fit your system. Or the guy type of DB, he's a zone coverage guy, or he's a freelancer, or he's a man coverage guy. And you got to fit it in. That's where, the potential that you determine a person is and what that person sees him as, and then they mix or they match, and then you get on the same page, and watch out. Is it ever fun? Because that's me, man. I really do believe that I can see the potential. I can see the good in players, but I've got to get them to focus on the task we need them to be a producer in our system, a player. And boy, that is fun too, especially if you get their attention and you see them grow. Because I've seen guys they're good players, man. I mean, they're really good players, but they just don't fit in the system because they're freelancing too much, doing their own thing. But they got some stuff about them that, man, if we could harness that and get that going, man, we got some impact plays. But then the others, 5 out of 10 times, are going the wrong way or doing the wrong thing. Now we get gutted. So there's a fine line there, but golly, if you can capture their attention and get them on the same page, seeing their potential the way you see their potential in relationship to your scheme, your organization, boy, you got something going. So potential and player, it's a choice. You got to help the potential player make that choice by helping him with the vision. It's a fun thing to do, and that's coaching. Sometimes I see there's this thing out there. This is like being a life coach. I hear about life coaching. I guess it's a business, a pretty good sized business, coaching people. But that's what coaching is. I mean, you use the game of football, but if you use the game of life or business, I mean, it's just a matter of understanding your game, your organization, what you can offer people so you can make it a business. If you give them some of value, boom, you'll get rewarded for it. It might be money, it might be status, it'll be whatever, right? But that's the game, they call it. I mean, and to me, that's what it is. Me as a coach, I got to help the player see how we can help him. We got what they need or want, and how they, how we can satisfy their needs or wants, and they've got to have what we need or want, and we just match them up, and then we help them matriculate into the performance needed to make us a cohesive team and an impact team, a team that can entertain and create some opportunity to win games. I mean, because that's what it's about. It's about winning. And it's not winning in the fact that you got to beat someone down, but winning in the fact that, hey, we're doing the best we can. Sometimes you got to define a win. Like we're in a growth spurt here. We're in a restructuring phase at this university, because we're taking over a program that had a previous staff and previous philosophy, and for some reason or another, they're not here. So we've got to retrain them into ours. So we're making a transition. So we've got to determine what a win is in our situation so we can be positive. It's hard to be positive when you're not winning on the scoreboard. It truly is. But I've been around coaches that they knew how to define a win. Gene Murphy, man, he was an example of that when I was at Cal State Fullerton. He taught us, define what a win is, guys, so we can come to work and enjoy life, and not just because we don't get the W. Because that's what it's about. Because if you don't win on the scoreboard enough, it doesn't happen. But if you win enough in life and do enough right things, those W's start stacking up. All of a sudden, in the 4th year, they went undefeated. Unbelievable turnaround. Unbelievable. It was really sweet. Anyways, I hope this helped you in regards to you having a dream and a goal. It's almost like being a life coach, but I'm not. I'm trying to be a football coach. And I struggle at that at times. But boy, I love it when it clicks. You get those athletes' attention and just get them going down the same pace. You just get them playing out at practice. That's all they got to do. They got to play. They got to play the game because, God, they all got potential. They want to be here. But then they play enough and so they become habits and, boy, we become a great team. Anyways, I hope it helped you seeing that you have potential, because if you can have a vision, that's your potential. Now you got to become the player. You got to perform. You got to do the things necessary to make plays to reach that potential, that vision you see. Because we all have it. Because if you can see it, you can accomplish it. People have proven that. And you can prove it to yourself. You just reflect on anything that you've accomplished in life. And then you reverse engineer that. You've seen it here before it happened. You truly have. Maybe someone believed in you, so you believed in it better. But then also, you go back when you were a kid, man. You did some daydreaming, and it happened. I mean, it may not happen physically, but man, it was just like it happened. And boy, you do it enough times, pretty soon it becomes physically. It does happen. Talk to the Wright brothers. Woo! Talk to Thomas Edison and the light bulb. Woo! All right? Talk to those guys who win national championships. They take over programs that were dogs. By dogs, I don't mean dogs. I love dogs, but they were just guys. Just displays. So anyways, enough rambling. I actually made the commute and I managed that traffic because I was someone to help with. You understand about potential and performance. Being a player. Being a player. Wish you the best. What is today? Tuesday. Happy Tuesday. Take care.